This kind of sight has become familiar, but the Prime Minister has said some changes to the lockdown could come next week, and it looks like those changes will be to life outdoors. Staying longer in the park maybe, exercising more than once a day, even meeting up with friends, as long as you keep the correct distance.
I think it's great. I think it's time we need to be released and to get life back to normal, whatever the new normal is, but we need to start finding that.
I think it's probably a bit too early, to be honest. I think it needs to probably go on a little more.
Boris Johnson will speak to the country on Sunday night, but today the government is eager to stress any changes will be small.
I would just urge people some caution around their expectations of the next stage, because absolutely forefront of all of our minds is doing everything we can to keep people healthy.
There will be more advice for businesses on how to come out of lockdown. At this West Yorkshire factory, they've switched from making furniture to scrubs for the NHS. But with temperature checks and distancing, they think they are good to go.
So we've applied a lot of common sense to all the changes that we've put into place here. And I would be surprised whether any of conditions that may be announced in the following days and weeks will require us to do additional steps, but of course we will watch and see and apply any of those changes in due course.
As for schools, some year groups may go back next month, but nothing is decided.
To help save lives, stay home.
That has been the message. To ease out of lockdown, though, it may change soon. But both the Scottish and Welsh governments have expressed concern, and others fear the public could be confused.
We have to give people the idea that we still have, sadly, deaths every day and new cases every day, and they were contracted during lockdown. And that is a very strong message, and I think that needs to be put across to the public.
It turns out going into lockdown may be easier than finding a way out.
Just picking up on that last point with you, Andy, different parts of the UK appearing to be thinking about doing different things. You can see why people might be worried about the mixed messages.
Yes, Sian, because the Scottish and Welsh governments do have responsibility for public health in Scotland and Wales, and therefore could move at different speeds to England. And today Nicola Sturgeon has confirmed that the lockdown will carry on for 3 weeks in Scotland. She did say that potentially there could be changes within that time, but she is plainly very worried about what she's hearing out of London. This is what she had to say.
If the Prime Minister decides that he wants to move at a faster pace for England than I consider is right for Scotland, that is of course his right. I will not be pressured into lifting restrictions prematurely before I am as certain as I can be that we will not be risking a resurgence of infection rates.
Now, Downing Street today said they did want to continue with what they call the four-nation approach, so that the whole of the UK moves forward together on this. But this is plainly an extra problem that Boris Johnson will have to work out before he can decide just how far he can go on Sunday night.